time for updates. Hey everybody. So today we're going to talk about some recent purchases. I'm going to give you some updates. I'm going to give you some comparisons, and I'm going to talk about a couple of new products, mostly updates, but there's like 2 new things. First of all, on my face is the Dior Stick Foundation. I have been using this a couple weeks now, and I'd say 2 things. One, I really do like it. It's one of my favorite stick foundations, and I will say that it's the most emollient of any stick foundation I've ever used. It's really good for people who have average to dry skin. I think it's going to be great. However, if you put moisturizer on, and it's a little bit heavier of a moisturizer, and then you put this on over it, it doesn't look great. Like it does a weird thing, and I think it's because it has so many oils and moisturizers in it that it's like too much. So the only thing I would say is if you have oily skin, I don't know if this is going to work for you. That's my only thought about this one. But overall, this is a winner. I think Dior did a great job with the stick. I think it works extremely well. I think in the wintertime, the 0N, which is what I have on my face, is going to be just fine. My skin has gotten lighter because of the skincare that I'm using, and I'll have that video when I'm done with the 30 days of it. I do want to mention though, and I mentioned it before, I am still using the NUA device, and there's other products that I'm still using. I'll mention that in the skincare update, but so I want to make it clear, it's not the only thing that I'm changing in the 30 days. I mean, I'm still using some of my old stuff. Bronzer. This is the Guerlain bronzer. I did a whole video on the Pucci collection, and this bronzer is a little warmer than most of my bronzers. However, it still looks really good on the skin, and in that video I show you me putting it on. It is a really pretty bronzer, and I'm glad that I have it because it gives like a luminescent glow, a little bit of gold that I don't actually have in my collection. It's a little bit different than the normal average Guerlain because there's 2 shades in here. There's like a cool brown, and then there's the gold. Do you see the cool brown that streaks through it? That cool brown that streaks through it does change the tone of this. So it's not the same as the regular terracotta bronzer that exists. This limited edition one is different, and it creates more of a neutrality in the shade. So it's not really warm. I think it really does go pretty neutral. And the case that comes with it is, of course, the Pucci case, and has the marmo twist design. So I'm a sucker, sure, but I really like it. Sorry, but I do. The blush I have on the Chanel. This is the cream to powder blushes, and this is in Rose Radiant. And guys, yes, I am biased. I used to work for Chanel as a makeup artist, but it was half a lifetime ago, and I promise you, if you've ever watched any of my videos before, you'll know, if I don't like something, even if it's Chanel, I'll tell you. I'll be like, this is terrible. These are great. These are really, really good. And for people who have been saying they don't have pigment, I don't know who these people are, because I can tell you right now, and again, I am not, these are pigmented. That's one swatch. If I build it up, it's incredibly pigmented. It's ridiculously pigmented, frankly, for a Chanel product, because Chanel's not usually great at that. So I have to go in, I usually use my finger and just like pat it in, and I do like very little. The deep shades are actually way too deep for me, and I use a natural hair brush with them. And in that video where I talk about these blushes, I tell you the different ways to apply them. So these are pigmented, there's no doubt. The other thing I want to update you all on is the scent. I've heard from some people that say that the scent, when they smell them, they don't think the scent is particularly strong. To me, it's incredibly strong. And there's 1 or 2 reasons for that. One, I have a sense of smell that is just more acute than everyone. Or 2, there are 2 different batches, which, to be honest with you, I think is more likely the reasoning here. Because if I put it like this close to my nose, it's overwhelmingly strong. Like the rose scent is, it's strong. Now, once the compact's closed and it's on your face, yeah, I don't smell it anymore. But people who have migraines or, sort of chemical sensitivities and stuff, it won't matter. It'll be too late by then. So again, my advice, go try it out in store and see if it bothers you. But I think it's a strong smell. At least the ones that I have are heavily scented. So my 2 cents there. A new product that I'm wearing. This is Amy Cole, and Amy Cole sent these to me. There's two things that she sent. One is Desert Date. It is a cream multi-stick, and this is a fantastic stick. Now, Amy Cole is, famous for having products that work on deeper skin tones, and you can have, all of her products make sure that they work on a variety of folks. But I promise you, this shade, this is Desert Date, this is a really good shade. I used this today as almost like a bronzer slash blush on the top here and over here and on my nose. And I love this shade. Again, this is Desert Date. You can see it has like a terracotta kind of shade to it. And this stick is really good. It goes right into the skin, but it's not sticky. It's easy to blend out. It's extremely smooth, and it doesn't have like a scent to it. It's beautiful. So if you're looking for something that has like a little bit of warmth, but has like coolness as well, because it's Desert Date. Desert, if you think of the color desert, it's kind of like warm, but date has a coolness, almost like a purple to it. This is fantastic. It's a great product by Amy Cole, and I'm extremely impressed with this. I want to see what other shades it comes in, because it's a really good multi-stick. You can use it on your lips, you can use it on your eyes. Really good. And the second thing is lip gloss or lip oil. And this is a lip treatment oil in Bliss. And I have it on my lips right now, and I don't have anything else on my lips. And I'm wearing it as I get ready to show you lip liners and lipsticks to update you there. But that's Bliss. So it has a little bit of a shade to it, kind of like Desert Date. Actually, it's a similar kind of color. And it just imparts a little bit of pigment on your lips, and it is beautiful. As a lip oil, it's thicker than most lip oils. It's not sticky, and it just feels really good on the lips. And somebody who has, dry lips like I do, it's a really good product. So thank you, Amy Cole, for sending these to me. And honestly, these are going in top drawers, because those are really good products that I feel like could work on anyone. And the formula in both of them are just absolutely fantastic. So very impressed. I'm also trying out a new mascara. This is Pacifica's Surf Lash. I don't know if you guys have seen this one before. And it's got an interesting wand. See that? It's like a twist. This is a vegan mascara. It's water resistant and beach ready. And I think it's actually quite good. The bottle is glass, and again, it's vegan. My sister is a vegan, so more than likely she's gonna steal this from me. But I wanted to show it to you first, and it is actually a really nice mascara. It's really easy to come off. What I would say about it is it's more of a lengthening mascara than a volumizing mascara. And I find that for me, I like more of a volumizing mascara, but that's not to say this isn't really good. So I really like it. For those of you out there who are looking for a glass container, this is glass and it's vegan. So I think it's a really good product. I've been trying a bunch of different brow products and haven't found one that I absolutely loved until this one. This is Arches and Halos. I got this at Target, and it is there's a bunch of different products, but this one is the Micro Defining Brow Pencil and the Microfiber Tinted Brow Mousse. These are really an excellent price point. These are under $10. And there's a sculpting pencil as well. There's a bunch of different ones. The Micro Fine one, I really like this. You can draw really light or really deep, and you can get that really specific, defined brow look. And this is in warm brown. So they didn't have an auburn, but the warm brown is, I think, a really good match for me. And this microfiber gel thing reminds me of the Tom Ford one that was discontinued. This is really good. This is an excellent, excellent product. Again, in warm brown. They had a number of different shades, but they didn't have an auburn. So they had a black and a brown and, but anyway, These are excellent, and I will link them down below. Like I said, I got them at Target. I think they're at CVS. I think, you know, they're at a lot of different places. So really good price point. Did an amazing job on my brows and is holding up really well. So very impressed with that. Okay, then we have lips. Now, my most recent video before this, I talked about the Tom Ford lipsticks and the lip liners and the Celine. I only have one of the Celine lipsticks because there's only one right now. And that's the Rouge Triomphe. What I want to tell you is that lipstick is impressive. That lipstick, it's heavier. It's a heavier feel. It's more of a creamy satin. But that thing stayed on and didn't irritate my lips all day. Didn't settle on the lines and looked phenomenal. Like it's extremely good. I am very excited about the rollout of the rest of the Celine collection, but again, that won't be until 2025 unless something changes, which it could. I'll let you know when I know. But I'm very excited about what's coming. If that's the prototype, beautiful. And the case is really nice. It's simple. It's gold. It's simple, but it is refillable, and I think the price point is reasonable for what you're getting. Again, we're talking luxury here. Tom Ford, the liners. Someone mentioned in one of my comments that the NYX, the NYX products, liners, are also very smooth and I should try them. So I bought a couple of them. They were like $5 a piece. And I tried them compared to my other liners and compared to the Tom Fords. And I want to show you on camera, here's the thing. Here's an NYX liner, okay? And I'm going to use the same pressure. Okay? So decent, looks nice, right? Good liner. Here's the Tom Ford. Same pressure. There's no question that the Tom Ford is superior to every liner I have ever tried in the 40 years that I have been trying liners. I'm serious, it's been almost 40 years because I was a young child using my mother's. I have never, and I'll say it again, had a liner that was this smooth, that just glided on my lips like this and then sat down and stayed all day. None. The NYX ones aren't even close. Not even close. Frankly, the other liners that I have, the Sicily liners, the Makeup by Mario liners, they're all smoother than the NYX. The NYX is fine for $5. It's, you know, I'm not saying it's bad. The other liner's like $60. So they're 12 times more. So I totally get that. But if you're just talking about the product and you remove the price point for a second, there is no question that the Tom Ford ones are better than all the other ones. They just are. Now, if they don't work for you and you don't like them, okay, I get it. Like, not everybody's gonna like the same thing. But if you try one of these and they don't just glide on, then you have a bad liner, because I have 3 of them and I have never seen anything glide like that. I've never seen a lip liner glide like that. Eyeliners, yes. Lip liners, no. And here's the caveat. And then stay on your lips. There are lip liners like the Sicily that is incredibly creamy and smooth. The thing about the Sicily is I've been trying it, and the Sicily does not last as long as the Tom Fords do on my lips. I do have dry lips, so just keep that in mind. But so far in my testing, the Tom Ford one is lasting longer than all the other ones I have that are also smooth and gliding. I do have some pencils that last as long as the Tom Ford, but they're dry pencils. They're quite dry, actually, to be honest. Some of my old MAC liners, like my Spice liner from forever ago, that sucker stayed. The thing about that older liner is it was much drier. Like it's not a soft glidey pencil. You have to kind of pull at your lip a little bit. But once you get it on, yeah, that sucker stayed. Which is why I used it all the time and became so popular. But with those old liners, I always use a little bit of like lip oil or gloss or something and then put the liner on and then let it sink in, because there was no way for me to pull it on my super dry lips back then. Like, it just didn't work. So you had to do a little bit of something and then do the liner. With these Tom Ford liners, they just, seriously. So I stand by what I said. For a liner to be that easy to glide and just, I mean, and then it just sets down. It's really, really good. Again, I have dry lips. Maybe on oily lips doesn't work, but I gotta say. So again, when that's the NYX the NYX that I just did, right? And here's the Tom Ford. Telling you guys, don't sleep on the Tom Ford liners. I mean, my understanding is they're permanent. So hopefully. The lipsticks. I'm going to do a couple of quick comparisons shade-wise for you guys, and I want to talk about the stiletto lipsticks in comparison. My essay is going to find out, my Tom Ford essay is going to find out about the shelf life. She's going to get me that info. But they have 5 oils and 2 butters. Meadow Form Seed, Tsubaki oil, Camellia seed oil, pomegranate oil, chamomile oil, Maru butter, shea butter, and soja seed. And then pomegranate oil supposedly helps with the vibrancy of color. So that is why these lipsticks are so glossy and so vibrant. I just find that to be an interesting point. Okay, so some people asked me about Open Back, which is the thin stiletto lipstick. And here's the thing, you know what, I'm going to do it on my hand. I just need to make sure my hand is clear. What I would say about the difference between these lipsticks and the stiletto lipsticks. The stiletto lipsticks are beautiful. And I think the shine and gloss on these is amazing. And I think they look gorgeous. But these are, and I said it at the time, very expensive for what you're getting because they're so incredibly tiny. And I'll make sure I link the video about how much is actually in here. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's crazy. But I still stand by the fact that I think they're beautiful and they look great on the lips. And they are, for at least my lips, very easy to use because they fit perfectly within my lip. And I like that. In comparison to this new lipstick formula from Tom Ford, there is a difference. The difference is these are lighter and more pigmented, which I know sounds odd because you're like, well, how could it be lighter and more pigmented? But they are. And maybe it's the different products that are in here. This is Open Back. This is Stunner. And this is West Coast, which is now like my favorite shade of all time. I'm going to do a comparison for you. You can see Open Back is warmer than West Coast. I think Open Back might be a little bit more like, I forgot the name of it. It's N2. Yeah, N3 is West Coast. It's N2, and I forgot the name of N2. It's like Nuance, I think, or something like that. I'll put the name down below. But Open Back is definitely warmer. But can you see how this one is shinier? Like the stiletto, it is shinier, but it's a much glossier is the word I'm looking for. It's a glossier lip. Whereas the new ones are, the Runways, they're like a shiny satin. They're more opaque, they're more pigmented, and they're just a beautiful formula. I love the stilettos still, but it is a little bit different. Now I also want to show you some of my favorite shades in comparison. This is Sugar Glider next to West Coast. Sugar Glider is more purple, cooler. This is Open Kimono, which is a very light shade. Again, see, it's a very different, folks were asking about these shades. And then this shade, which doesn't exist anymore, and if they brought this back, I would be so happy. So I want to see how close it is to West Coast. I have that much left of it. It was a limited edition shade, and at the time I only bought one. I mean, it probably would have gone bad anyway, but anyway, I love this shade. This is a Velvet Orchid, so let's see how close it is. Yeah, it's still different. It's like my favorite shade of all time. It has more purple to it than West Coast, but it is a similar type of shade. West Coast and Sugar Glider are close. Velvet Orchid and Sugar Glider are close. But there's something about this shade that has like a purple to it that like a luminescent purple that's just so good. So good. That I really hope they bring it back. So anyway, here is the stiletto lipstick in open back. Here is Stunner. Here is West Coast. This is the shade that's on top, is the same shade over here, which is Velvet Orchid, which is like my favorite. You see like the metal in there? It's almost like metallic. Yeah, I love that. Here's Sugar Glider, and here's Open Kimono. So you can see that the West Coast is the perfect melding of warmth and coolness. Like, it's one of the best shades, honestly. I almost want to buy another one already, which makes no sense because I have one full lipstick and I'm fine. But I'm afraid that Tom Ford's going to get rid of it like he did with the Velvet Orchid. And I'm going to be like, why? So I'm going to have my Tom Ford essay be like, if they ever get rid of that shade, I must buy 3. So yeah, it's the perfect shade for me. I mean, I know I'm going on about this West Coast shade, but it's really good. Like, it's just the perfect melding of cool and warm. So it's not even neutral, it's just perfect. Sorry. I know I sound like too excited about lipstick, but I haven't been excited about a Tom Ford product to this level. I can't remember the last time I was like this excited about a Tom Ford product. Like, literally, I think it was when they first came out with their lipstick. So it's that good. I mean, the lipsticks are that good, and the liners are even better. And the only reason I say even better is because the formula is like nothing I've seen before, ever. The lipstick formula, this new one, is similar to the stilettos. It's not that different, but the stiletto is a little more juicy, a little more shiny, a little more glossy, whereas these are a little more satin and they're thinner in the way that they feel. But overall, they are similar. So, not gonna lie there. I also want to say that the eyeshadow I have on today is the Guerlain Pucci eyeshadow. And I just took 2 shades in here. You probably can guess what the shades are because there's not a lot of color to the look. But it's the black and the white shade. And I literally took the black shade and blew it out and then put the white shade on the lid. And honestly, guys, it's a good look. Like, it looks nice. And then I just put on the black as liner, the black shadow as liner, and then put on the Pacifica mascara, and I was ready to go. So I know it's not the best color story for everyone, but if you really want the Pucci packaging, which is stunning and limited edition, there are many ways to wear this palette. I promise you that. Like, it's not as bad as it first seems. They're not the shades that I would have chosen, but again, Pucci and Guerlain did not ask me. So that is I tried to do it as quickly as possible, update on all the things that I've been using and trying and some of the new products that I have. Again, I'll have more updates, as I move through, but I really would strongly encourage you to try the Tom Ford lip liners. Go into the store, try them out. Buy them from Nordstrom online when they come up on Nordstrom, and you can take them back if you really hate them. The lipsticks are really, really good. Hopefully there'll be sales. I'm not saying the price point is low. It's not. They're Tom Ford luxury items. These are not luxury beauty. Tom Ford's never been cheap. But these are excellent products. And so I'm excited to say that because usually when the head of a company steps down, a namesake like Tom Ford was ahead, he was in charge of Tom Ford. He's no longer really part of Tom Ford. I mean, up until the end of the year, but that's it. So the fact that these products came out now and are really excellent, I'm just so happy. I hope it continues. I mean, guys, I root for these brands to be good. I don't want to spend. I spend a tremendous amount of money on the channel buying luxury beauty to show all of you, and it's what I love to do. But I have to tell you, it is disheartening when you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a collection. If you spend like $500 on a collection and it's terrible, I mean, that's not fun. I mean, for anyone. So the fact is, I bought 6 products, 3 lipsticks, 3 lip liners, and at $62 a pop and 40, whatever it was, like close to 50 for the liners, that's a lot of money. And the fact that they all are amazing, and that in fact I found a shade that I love so much that I want to buy more of, even though I just got the first one, that is just, you know, fantastic because I'm like, oh, I spent money on something that I love. A lot of times I'm spending money on things that, you know, honestly, I'm like, oh, they're okay. And that's not what luxury should be. Luxury should make you feel this giddy. It should make you feel this happy. It should be like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. That's the whole point. At least it is to me. So anyway, I want to hear from all of you if you're picking any of these things up, what your thoughts are, if you tried them, etc. And any questions that you have, of course, lay them down below. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.